If you could see from the title of this video, it's about how I grew my $30,000 account into 113,000 in less than 30 days. And although that sounds crazy, it is true. And I'm going to put all the broker statements and all the verification in the description of this video. For everyone watching it live, just click the description after to see all the proof. So let me get into why I did this. Let me get into kind of the mechanics of what I was thinking. And then from there, I'll explain what happened, right? So the number one thing that a lot of these scammers do is I'm going to open up a $500 account and I'm going to grow it to $10 million. And I'm going to show you guys how good I could do with a small account, blah, blah, blah. But what people fail to realize is this, man. What they don't realize is the person, the guru that has the small account is alerting his buys and sells to his members. So in reality, they are artificially growing their account, right? They are saying that they're long a stock at $3. And then you have 2 or 3,000 people that also buy the stock at that level, which ends up jamming the price higher. And like that, the guru or the furu is able to double or triple his account every fucking day because he has thousands and thousands of people following him. So number one is if you do a small account challenge as a teacher, you should never, ever, ever let your students know so they cannot influence the price of these stocks, right? If you want to be able to do it, you have to do it in hidden. You have to have it in a controlled environment where there's going to be no messing around, right? That's number one. Number two is it's very, 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 very hard to grow a $500 account into millions and millions of dollars, right? Doing it by yourself and doing it without people, without having your followers jamming the price of the stock is almost impossible. Yes, you could grow a $500 account into millions, but it's not going to happen in a month. It's not going to happen in a year. It's going to take years and years and years to do it, right? And most new traders don't have the risk management and the discipline to do that. So I took it upon myself to do something different, right? I opened up a brand new $30,000 account in November, right? And why did I do that? Because our partner broker, Cobra, the minimum to open an account is $30,000. MIC members get to open the account for $27,000 and they get discounts on commissions. But I said, I'm going to open up an account with the minimum that the broker allows, and I'm not going to tell anyone about it. I'm not going to tell a single soul. I'm not going to tell Val. I'm not going to tell Tosh. I'm not going to tell any of the guys in the room. I do not want a single person to influence the stocks that I play. I don't want to alert any of my entries and exits like everyone else. I want to see bare bones how much I could grow this $30,000 account. And what ended up happening is in 30 days, in less than 30 trading days, remember, weekends don't count. So in less than 30 trading days, I grew that account by $83,000, right? So in less than 30 days, that $30,000 account went to $113,000. Actually, it's right now a little bit more. It's around like 115, 116,000 because I still haven't screwed up. But just for the broker statements and all that stuff, uh, I wanted to just show what it was in less than 30 days. So I, number one, to prove all this stuff, right? To prove all this stuff, number one, I have a letterhead from my broker, Cobra Trading, that says that they looked at my P&Ls from the start date of my account to the last date that I asked them, right? To show them, to prove that the P&Ls were real. They signed off on it and they said that the 83,000 is real. Number two, what I did is I attached my Excel spreadsheet of all the stocks that I traded, and that is signed off by the broker as well, right? So I have the broker statements and I have a signed letter from the broker and the Excel spreadsheets, right? So I have all these things that show in less than 30 days I grew that account by 83,000. So that's kind of the point that I want to show. Not only was this experiment not known by anyone else, not only was no one following me when I did this shit, I also made sure that no one knew that this was going on because I didn't want any single reason for these stocks to be influenced. So I mean, it kind of blew my mind as well. I literally can't even believe that I grew it that much. And the truth of the matter was, it was not one big day, it was not 10 big days, it was not one big anything. It was, I think, every single day I showed up to the market and I think I made $2,500 on average a day. And that's what it led to. So on a $30,000 account, I don't think I use more than a couple thousand shares. The way that I set myself up with this account was this: I gave myself a max size of 2,000 shares. But if I saw that the opportunity was there and I saw that this was an A plus setup, I raised my size accordingly, right? So I want to wait until I had the perfect setup for me to give myself more size. But other than that, the day to day, I was using maybe 2,000, 3,000 shares, and I was just growing it every single day. So the point that I'm trying to make with this small account is to show you that there is money to be made in trading, right? There is money to be made using our strategies. If I am able to grow my $30,000 account into 113,000 in a month, there's no reason why you can't do fucking 30,000 to 60,000 or whatever the hell it is. The point that I'm trying to make with this example is to show you that as long as you are disciplined, as long as you stick to the process, as long as you follow the rules, man, you guys know I only trade for the first hour a day, right? I trade the first hour of the day every single day, and that's it, right? I wake up early, I prep, and then from 9:30 to 10:30, I am trading. Everything else, I am not touching, right? I'm not touching anything else. So if I'm able to do this in just an hour of trading, I mean, that should at least inspire a couple people to realize, hey, man, this shit is real and this shit does work, right? So that's number one. Um, what I was doing with this small account is making sure that I was taking gains along the way. I was making sure that I was sticking to my rules. For those of you that don't know our process of trading, I'm just going to kind of explain it very quickly. What I do in the morning is I look at what stocks are gapping up, what stocks are gapping down. I look at the float. I read the filings. After I read the filings, I look at the chart. After I look at the chart, I determine where my entries and exits are going to be. And then I place my fantasy orders. I wait for them to hit. And then I just, that's it, manage my risk and take it from there. So in reality, although it does seem like a crazy amount of money, I can't even fucking believe I made $83,000 in a month. But as you guys could see in the previous recaps, I'm just like, yeah, I'm up 60,000 this month. Now I'm up 70. Now I'm up 80. And it's just day to day, every single day, 2,500 to $3,000 a day, consistently growing my account, right? And I don't know. I mean, this is something that I've never seen anyone else do. I've never seen uh, a mentor from another chat room open up a private account that they did not tell anyone about. I don't know anyone that's grown a small account without pump and dumping to all their followers. This is kind of the perfect example to prove to you guys that it is possible to make money. It is possible to work the first hour and make a sickening amount of money. And that's kind of just what I want to show. So all the broker statements, all that stuff is going to be in the description of the video. I'm going to kind of put it all there so you guys can see. And if you guys have any questions or you don't think it's real, please call Cobra Trading, tell them my name, and if it's not real, I'll fucking pay you $1,000. So they know it's verified, they know it's legit, everything is fucking real. They put their name on the line as well to prove it. And it's all there, guys. It's all fucking there. So that's what I kind of want to talk about. That's number one. Number two is let's talk about trading today, right? Before I continue, does anyone have any questions about this? Because I know that's a lot to be said. I know people kind of are gonna think it's not real, but I'm gonna attach all the proof and I'm gonna attach fucking everything, man. And remember, just because I had a $30,000 account doesn't mean that I went in all 30,000 in one stop, right? Doesn't mean that I went in all 130,000 in one stocks. It's every single time, slowly, slowly, slowly. It's adding up. Any questions, guys? Yes. Is it easier to get in and out of smaller positions? Of course. The bigger your position is, the more you're going to influence the market. I just mentioned my trade size was the average max size I was using was 2,000 shares. Unless I saw a special opportunity, unless I saw an A plus setup, then I gave myself the ability to raise my size. So again, if this is something that I could do, if this is something that I do in 1 hour a day, you don't have to be making $83,000 to compare. But if you're still making $8,000, a tenth of the size, you're still making a shitload of money, right? A tenth. And what did I do with that money? I was wiring it out, man. I was just wiring it back out. I think my account right now is back to like $40,000, right? I wired out fucking 70, 80,000, 90,000, whatever the hell it was. I wired it, put it in my bank, and saving it for a rainy day. And that's the whole fucking point. The point is also to show that you do not need a massive account to fucking make money. If the account minimum is 30,000 for Cobra, and I was able to grow that to 113 in a month, bro, it's all fucking possible, man. It's all fucking possible. And I know there's gonna be a lot of trolls, a lot of haters, and a lot of fucking broke idiots. And that's why I cannot wait till they see the broker statements, man. I cannot wait until they see everything, and I can't wait to see what excuses they come up with now. But that's that. So now let's talk about trading. So what I'm gonna do is walk you guys through my daily process. Rob, were all of those short trades? 99% were all short trades. Yes. And following the exact process, the exact watch list, the exact plans I put out for MIC members. MIC members that are in here know that I just follow my watch list. I put out my watch list every single morning, and it's usually clean, easy money if you're just following the watch list. The problems that happen is discipline and FOMO. If you have FOMO and you try to enter early, you will fail. If you have discipline issues and you don't stop out, you will fail. That's why we emphasize fantasy orders to fix your FOMO. We emphasize hard stops, risk management to increase your greed. I mean, to help improve your greed, right? So all of these systems and all of these things that we're giving you at MIC is what professional traders use to help improve your trading, right? So that's it. Trading today. Let's walk you through my process. So always what I mention is your process for the day starts the day before, right? So let's talk about my day before, right? So today is Monday. The day before was Sunday. So yesterday was actually a special case scenario. So yesterday I had something called Friendsgiving, where all of my friends come over to my house and we kind of celebrate our friendship together. We did like a secret Santa together. So I had about like 15 or 20 people over the house yesterday. It was messy, disgusting, drinking, partying, this, that, just hanging out, right? A guy's night. But we were kind of celebrating all of our friendship and whatever. So I made sure, even then, when it was a fucking it was a holiday celebrating the friendship. I could have fucking easily slacked off and easily gone to bed late and said, "Fuck it, I'm up so much money, I could just ruin my process. Doesn't matter." So what I ended up doing is I ended up sleeping early, like usual, right? I ended up sleeping early, woke up early, and got to the desk. So the first thing I'm doing is always looking at the low-hanging fruit. I am looking at my watch list from the day before and seeing which stocks are bouncing so that I could short them when people forget about it. Because the way it works is in trading, the shiny object is what people care about. People care about the new hot stocks. They don't care about the previous day's stocks. So I'm always looking at the low-hanging fruit first. After I look at the low-hanging fruit, what I'm doing is looking at the stocks that are gapping up. So I'm looking at the stocks that have the highest percentage gainers on the day. And then what I'm looking at is the float. After I look at the float, I'm reading the filings to see if they have any ATMs, shelf, dilution, anything that's going to give me an edge. After that, again, I said I look at the chart. So coming into the day, SAVA was up, right? SAVA was up in the morning. It kind of topped out at 290 pre-market and washed out to 270 by the end of pre-market. And what I ended up doing is I made a plan for it, and I said, I'm going to look to short 280, 290, and $3 in the morning with 30% size. And when the stock breaks and confirms, I'll add to my winner, and I'll take it from there. So in the morning, we got 280, 293. I ended up having a 289 average on 30% of my size. When 290 broke, my plan was to add a 290. I added. So I ended up having, again, still a 289 average, but with a bunch of size. And then what I ended up doing is when it got to the 270s, I did not get greedy. I took my money, and that was it. I walked away. Had I been greedy, had I been over patient, had I been trading zombie times, the stock later rebounded almost all the way up to $4, right? So I would have been dead. But because I have rules, because I have a process, I prevented all that from happening. So This is what it comes down to again. Today, I did not make a bunch of money. I only made about $100 today, which is nothing for me. But I want to show you guys that even me, someone who made fucking $83,000 in a month, has to still be okay taking a $100 win because that is part of the process. If you go for the home runs, home runs, home runs every single day, you will die. The concept that we talk about that was a big light bulb moment for everyone was this. Rather than going for 30 cents on one stock one time, try to go for 10 cents 3 times because we all know going for 10 cents is a lot easier than going for 30 cents and it's a lot more repeatable than going for 30 cents each trade. So that's something that we have to always, always, always make note of and remember, right? What else is there? SAVA was also something that we have to remember about SAVA is this. Small caps have been fun. Small caps have been good, but it's been a little bit slow, right? We've had a lot of gap and craps. We've had a lot of stocks that failed. So it's about time that we get some sort of runner, right? And SAVA is the perfect example of this stock, right? So it's a stock that is holding above VWAP into zombie times. It is a stock that has traded a bunch of volume. So it only makes sense that the stock is going to end up holding, right? So, I mean, look, the point of all of these recaps, the point of all this psychology, the point of all of it is to have repetition in your head to remember all these little things. So number one is there was a member, MXTR, who's a lifetime member, who DM'd me today. And after I closed out my SAVA trade, I mentioned to the guys in the room that you have to remember that you have to take what the market gives. The market is going to be hot some days, it's going to be cold some days, and you're going to lose money. And after I mentioned all this stuff, MXTR, he's like, yo, a light bulb went up in my head. I felt that I was being greedy and I got out. So he got out of SAVA because he realized, oh shit, he's being greedy. So even the small market commentary that we're giving, the live action of the trading, the market trading, is helping everyone realize their flaws. Because I'm normal, I get greedy too. If I'm up, I want to be up more, right? But what ends up happening is the inverse. So just remember that when you're in trading, when you are part of our community, you have to realize that you have a group of traders who understands what you are going through. They understand what you've been through, and together we help each other improve. So does anyone have any questions? So I spoke about the small cap in the beginning. I spoke about the trades for the day. Again, uh, we have to take what the market gives you. I would have loved to make 5, 10 grand today, but I only made $100 because that's the opportunity that was there. Just because a stock is moving does not mean that there is a trade in it. So let me get these questions. And again, all the plans are laid out, man. Oh, Brandon, yeah. So there was a question that Brandon sent me that I really want to talk about. I said, can you go over using your personal trading stats as an edge? So I highly recommend that every single trader track their statistics using TraderView. They're not paying us. They're not doing anything like that. It's just something that I've used in the past. Dr. Brett has helped me use it in the past, and I recommend that everyone use it. Now, why? Why should you traders? Why should you track your statistics? Right. So, so what I learned is after tracking my statistics, I learned that I lose money after 11 o'clock. So it took me to track my statistics to learn where my flaws were in trading. Right. So after you track your statistics, it tells you the detailed. It tells you in detail what you do right and what you do wrong and how you can improve it. Sorry, my throat is a little dry. So, what I recognize is I make the most amount of money on stocks between $1 to $5. I make the most amount of money between 9:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. I make the most amount of money when I focus on shorting. So, after seeing all these stats, I recognize where my strengths are and where my flaws are. My strengths are in stocks under $5. So if there's a stock that's moving above $5, I have to size down because the stats tell me that I'm not good at that, no matter how good I think I am. If I am trading past 10:30 a.m., I have to size down because my stats tell me I'm not good at that, right? If I am trading long, I have to cut my size because my stats tell me I'm not good at that. So the point is, if you track your statistics, if you are seeing what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, you can double down on the plays that you are doing things right, and you can look to slowly eliminate the stocks and the trades that you are doing wrong. Does that make sense? So every single day, plug your trades into TraderView. See what your average win time is, what your average losing time is. If your average losing time in a trade is longer than your average winning time, you have to cut your losses faster. If your average loss is higher than your average win, you have to cut your losses faster, right? So all these little things that you realize, if you realize that you're making more of your money from 10:30 to 2, fucking cut off all the trading before 10:30 and focus on the time frame that you're making the most money in. So tracking your stats is an edge, right? Because every single person is a different type of trader. What works for me might not work for you, might not work for him, but it might work for this guy, right? So the point is to track your stats, see what you are doing right, see what you need to improve on, and then hop on a mentorship call with one of our moderators. Hop on fucking go to the webinars with Austin, ask him these questions. And with these more detailed stats that you have of yourself, you could focus on creating a bigger and bigger edge for yourself too. So again, all these things that I've learned, like tracking my statistics, Brett helped me do it too. He helped show me, he kept it as simple as possible. He's like, bro, you cannot argue with the data. The data is telling you this. So that's what you have to do. And then it's like, oh shit, now I fucking finally realized. So that's something that's really important that I want to make sure that everyone understands. You guys get it? So that's it, guys. I want to keep this short and simple. I want you guys to understand what I am saying. If I'm making sense, leave a like. I see the like counter go up. But that's it, guys. I don't want to. I realize this too. I realize that people are lazy. I realize that people don't want to watch videos. The shorter I keep it, the more people watch these videos. So just remember that. Put in the work, man. I see Mike Tran putting in the work every single day. And man, there's money to be made, bro. There's money to be made. If I could grow my $30,000 account to 113,000, bro, you don't have to make $83,000. Even if you make a tenth of that, which I know every other person could fucking do, even a tenth of that is $2,000 a week, right? What's that? 400 a day? It's possible, man. It's fucking possible. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find me in MIC. Thanks, guys.